Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my vlog. Now, in my previous vlog I talked about how Steven Spielberg used a shark to build up tension, and in this vlog I'm going to be talking about how he built up tension throughout the movie, and I'm going to be talking about my favorite scare scenes and my conclusion on the film. So let's get started. So in the film Jaws, there are many scenes in which tension is built up to scare the audience. Now, if you didn't know, the first two attacks that take place in the film are only one day apart. If you didn't know this, it's because Steven Spielberg didn't want the audience to lose interest in the film, and he wanted to show that an attack can take place at any time, and he just didn't want to leave a big gap between each attack, otherwise the audience would lose all their interest in the film. So when Brody's son gets attacked, many people thought that Brody's son was killed, but instead Spielberg decided to trick them again and reduce tension by showing that he wasn't dead after all. Hooray! In the last 30 minutes or so, Brody, Hooper, and Quint go hunting for the shark on a boat that is quite small. I think that Steven Spielberg did this is to build tension and to show that since the boat isn't very large, the shark may easily destroy it, because he has already shown how powerful this beast is, and he wants to scare the audience into thinking that the characters may not survive. And now I'm going to tell you the part of the film where I got scared. So my favorite attack scene was in the part where Hooper and Brody go hunting for the shark on a large boat, and they have a lot of equipment which belongs to Hooper, and they have things such as sonar and stuff like that. So they go hunting for the shark, and they eventually come across a small boat that has been abandoned. And I think that the part where I found out that something bad was going to happen is when Hooper decides to put on some scuba diving equipment and he goes and investigates the boat. So Quint goes underwater and he goes and sees the boat, and he sees that there's a big hole and in like the bottom of the boat, and he goes up close to it and he sees there's a shark tooth inside. He takes it out and he investigates it and he checks it out, and while he's doing so, he looks back into the hull and he sees a dead body pop up, and the freaky part was that there was no eyeball. He was missing one of the eyeballs, and I found that gross. And when the dead body pops up, you can hear some very sharp and tense music played, and it really scares the audience. I know it scared me. And so Hooper drops the tooth, and he doesn't know which shark it belongs to. I mean, he does. He finds out that it's a great white, but he doesn't have it as like evidence to go and show to the mirror that it is actually a great white shark. Even the third attack wasn't very far away from the first two attacks. It was 2 days after, on the 4th of July, which is the American Independence Day, and in this attack, Brody's son was also involved. Putting Brody's son in the attack showed that Putting Brody's son in the attack scene made a big impact on the audience, because the director wants to show that important characters can also die. Characters such as Brody, Hooper, Quint, or anyone else who is very important in the film. And so finally, in conclusion, Spielberg successfully created tension and scared his audience in the film Jaws through his use of music, camera techniques, and characterization of the shark. And finally, it's time to wrap things up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my previous video where I talk about how he used different camera angles, different types of sound, and how he used the shark to build up tension. And if you haven't seen Jaws yet, I highly recommend that you do so, because I can guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's a great film, so go ahead and do that right after you do this, or you can check out my previous vlogs. So hopefully you guys do any of that, and that's all for today guys. See you guys next time!